look. Please off the mic. Let me do a little bit recapitulation. Okay, so we are chapter 4, explanation on the essence and stages of practice of the three vehicles. So section 1 is the essential core to practicing the path of the three vehicles, and section 2 is about the stages of practice in the three vehicles. Okay. We finished the stage 1 is regards, explain the differences in the type of people who undertake this path. Stage 2 is explaining the elements that make up this path, you see. Okay, then now we go to the stage 3, it's about the three training. Let's take a look. We already finished, it's about the training of the morality. Now we are in the advanced training of the mind, okay? So let's take a look. If it is in the training of the mind, there will be 3 parts here. Discarding of 5 desires and 5 hindrances to accomplish concentration. So we are now in this session, okay? So I think we are able to finish the scope relates to entering concentration by the 2 main entry ways and developing under 4 wisdom in reliance on the 7 elements. Maybe we are able to finish. Okay, so let's take a look. In our previous lessons, we are in the verse number 90. To further study of meditations, one should stay away from the 5 desires and the 5 hindrances. Okay. So meaning to say that we have to understand, okay, how to stay away from the 5 desires, okay? Well, to keep the precept for the sake of practicing meditation is called the superior study of the precept, okay? If the mind is caught up in the circle of desirous affair that do not keep away from the evil things of the realm of the desire, then one cannot enter the good dharma of the realm of the form, okay? In the previous lesson, we talked about the yoga sects, which still exists in Taoism and Hinduism. Okay, so we do a little bit elaboration regards to it. Now, they should not confused by the momentary satisfaction that pleasure afford, but okay. Yeah, they got line problem, Mr. Silang there. Okay, so. Okay, they should not confused by the momentary satisfaction that pleasure afford, but should realize their faulty appearance and use various theories and facts to degrade them. So meaning to say, once you enjoy the sensuous pleasure, you have to think about the faulty appearance, the faulty of it. Okay. Then we go. Okay, so we are in this paragraph. Okay. Yes. All hinder development of wholesomeness and the practice of meditation and wisdom. Okay. Desire arises from appalling sense object. Okay. Anger arises from the disagreeable object. The mind sinks and becomes the Tao, and opposites the restlessness, which is the excitability of the mind, and lastly is the worry, feeling of the regrets. Okay. So now we go to the last paragraph. One must. So Elena, please read it out. Okay. Read it out. Okay, please.
One must practice the contemplation of impurity to subdue desire, the contemplation of compassion to counteract anger, the contemplation of dependent origination to treat doubt, the contemplation of brightness, the investigation of the meaning of the Dharma, to counteract stupor and sleep, the contemplation of cessation to subdue restlessness and regret. When these 5 hindrances are eliminated, meditation will be achieved. 91. Contemplation of impurity and controlled breathing are called the 2 ambrosias. The practice of meditation for the sake of cultivating true wisdom is called the superior study of the mind meditation. The Buddha usually taught the contemplation of human impurity and controlled breathing to his disciples who were starting to practicing meditation and cultivate true wisdom. Practicing this Two great doctrines can liberate one from birth and death. So they are called the doctrines of ambrosia. The Indian word for ambrosia, like the pill of life in the Chinese legend, means an elicit of immortality. It is used as an analogy for nirvana, the state of having neither production nor extinction. Later, the Abhidhamma philosophers added the contemplation of differentiation of realms and called them the three doctrines of deliverance. The ancient teachers grouped the meditative contemplation taught by the Buddha into the five contemplation of to calm the mind. Master Xuan Zhang called them the five pure deeds. They are the contemplation of human impurity to counteract desire, the contemplation of compassion to subdue anger, the contemplation of dependent origination to treat ignorance, the contemplation of different realms to counteract arrogance, and the mindfulness of controlled breathing to counteract deep thinking and scatteredness. They are intended to counteract a specific type of strong affliction with an opposite force. But in general, the Buddha mostly taught the two doctrines. Not only do these counteract desire and scatteredness, which are the most serious hindrances for meditation, but if one follows them to achieve concentration, one can also cultivate true wisdom and be liberated from birth and death.
Okay, thank you so much. So now we will talk about quite a number of meditation methods. Do you see better?
Yes.
See better, okay. Finish, please thumb up. Okay, thank you. Like.
Wow.
Oh. Okay, finish. Let's take a look. Okay, now we are talking about there is a numerous way to encounter our defilement. All right. Today, we come across one special word, ambriosis. Okay. I don't know whether you're familiar or not. In Mandarin, we call it as ganlu. Ganlu meaning to say it's something. If you take it, then your life could be extended to the unlimitless. Okay, so we call it as a ganlu. You see. Well, we use this to describe two of the meditation method, which is number one, anapanasati. Second is the foulness contemplations. Okay, we use it as impurity or impurity. Remember, Way of Buddhahood is a translation from the Chinese text. You see, basically, if we directly translate from the Pali to English, there will be some difference. I think maybe in English Dharma word, okay, the translation in Way of Buddhahood is not that common. So always bear in mind you have to understand the terminology, which is more common in the Pali world. You use that so that you can communicate with the people effectively, and also during the interview, okay, you can communicate to the side door or silent effectively. All right. So these two methods, basically, there's only two only. Okay. Especially for the anapanasati. Okay, why Buddha talk about the anapanasati? In the beginning, he introduced is the contemplation of impurity. We call it as a foulness contemplation. Okay, but the foulness contemplation is so strong and makes some bhikkhu commit suicide. Because if you are able to success to attain the jhana in the foulness contemplation, you might see everybody turn out as a skeleton. You see. Then your mind will increase a very strong sense of the renunciation until you want to just kill, until you just want to commit to end your life. You see, so that is the side effect. Okay, well, it is quite awkward that some claims that since Buddha is so good in psychic, why he doesn't realize that? The fact is he didn't. So after people report for the group committed suicide, so Shakyamuni Buddha from this method shift to anapanasati, which is more mild. Okay, but basically these two these two methods is more common, but from these two methods, it can be other three more methods add in to make it more comprehensive. So what is this about? Okay, so let's take a look. Basically, anger, we are using the compassionate, okay, to subdue the anger. All right. So one more we add it. Okay. Then one more is about the doubt. Okay. So remember the doubt, they are using the independent origination to encounter the doubt. Meaning to say that the doubt itself is not a doubt which we say, oh, I suspect maybe especially if you involve in the company politics, you will have a lot of doubt whether people are try to push you out from the community, or people are just standing at your back, all this thing. Okay. Well, sorry, the doubt doesn't mean this. The doubt is meaning to say that you are skeptical that you are skeptical over what is the cause of your present life and the future life. Okay, that is, we can use dependent origination to settle this problem. Meaning to say that why do we have this present life is due to our past life, the avijja, the ignorance, and also the karma. Okay, and by having the ignorance also, and also the craving, and also the karma also, we have a future life. So meaning to say that ignorance and also the karma, they are the one who decide our present life and also the future life. Okay, the dependence origination is not the theory only. You have to possess the fourth jhana, because the fourth jhana is necessary for you in order to check your past life, which one karma bring you to this life. Without jhana, it's impossible for you to find out what is your past life karma determine your present destination. If you really do the paticca samuppada, you will be able to find your present life, which one is the determined karma, which are going to bring you to the next life, in which and also in whatsoever realm is it. So that we call it paticca samuppada. So how do we get it? Actually, we are able to get it from here. Let's take a look. It's about the 7 Visuddhi. Okay, class, I expect, I think I asked you all to remember, right? So we got 7 Visuddhi. In the beginning is the Sila Visuddhi. Okay. Second is the the purification of the mind. The third is the purification of the view. And the fourth is the purification by overcoming the doubt. Okay. And lastly is the purification by knowledge and the vision. And we'll see the Nibbana. Okay. So regarding the doubt is here, you see. Purification by overcoming doubt, by using knowledge of discerning cause and condition. So this is we so-called paticca samuppada, the 12 dependent originations. So this is the knowledge, and also the meditative method we use here in order to, to encounter the skeptical here, the doubt here. Let's take a look. I see. Yeah, dependent origination to treat the doubt. Yeah, so the doubt is mean the doubt here. Okay. So first of all, how about the 7 purification? Do you need to copy down the 7 of it? Or have you ever memorized it before? You need it. On the mic, please, Elena.
Can send us the chart.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I see the chart. Okay, but you have to memorize it because whatever we talk about, the dharma, the scope is just the 7 Visuddhi only. You must be able to know the systematic, okay, and also the all the elements. Then you know where we are. Okay, all right. So anyway, okay, Sally, have you ever memorized it before? 7 Visuddhi, purification of the 7. You haven't yet, okay.
Sifu, are you talking about the Satta Bojjhanga? The
no, Satta Bojjhanga. No. It's this. Okay, let's take a look. I think preferably you do a little bit copy. So number 1 is the purification of the virtue. Okay. So this is the Sila Visuddhi. Okay.
Okay. Just now it was discussed.
This is purification of virtue. Second is the purification of the mind. Okay, so class, maybe you copy down the purification of the view. Purification by overcoming the doubt. You copy this in this. Okay, the doubt mean is this. Okay, please put the note besides here. Sorry, no. I haven't shared it yet. Class, this. Take a look. Dependent origination to treat the doubts. So please copy down this purification by overcoming doubt. Okay. It's number 4. But remember, you copy down, you get the chart, right? The 12 dependent origination. I remember. You copy down. And it consists of the past life, present life, and the future life. Okay, finish purification by overcoming the doubt. Okay, so we call it paticca samuppada. Let's take a look, class. This is quite interesting. I don't know whether I mentioned about it or not. If I ever talk about this or not.
The green chart.
Yes. Remember, yeah, the green chart. Yes. This is the one. Oh, not this. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the green chart. Just take a look. We see the past cause, present effect, and the present causes and the future effect. Okay, so this is the dependent origination, and make you, and by using this meditative skill, you are able to see your future life. Okay, we have a uncountable future life and also uncountable past life, which is it's too much until you cannot count. But if let's say you attain to the Sotaban, you will notice that in your future life, if you go to check, you have 7 lives. Because once you attain as a Sotaban, meaning to say that you just only 7 lives remaining. After the 7th life, if you go to check again, after some time of meditation, if there's only 1 life only, meaning to say that you are the Anagami. But if you check, your future life is nothing, it means what? It means what? If you check your future life, nothing. It means
Arahant.
Yeah, you are Arahant. So meaning to say that this meditative skill, the way I see is so, it's so sublime, and it is so wonderful. And my master, my teacher really praised. He said, there's only 1 school in Myanmar who are managed to integrate the dependent origination to the meditative skill in such profound way and effective way. So if possible, you just try to learn it. But of course, you need 4th jhana as a foundation. Because without the 4th jhana, you are unable to check your past life and the future life. There must be strong jhana to see all this type of stuff. Just the mindfulness on your daily, this type of thing cannot work. It must be deep enough. Okay, so remember the doubts are why we have the doubt, why we have to encounter the doubt. The reason is especially this doubt mainly target for the monotheism. Because according to the monotheism, they claim that the God is the creator for your future and the past. Okay, but for Buddhism, we say no, there's no creator to design our destination, but everything is our own karma and also the ignorance. So that is our theory. So we understand for Buddhists, we strongly believe that avijja and also the karma is the things, it's the 2 elements behind everything, the reincarnation for the past and also in the future. Okay, but for the monotheism, the creator will decide everything. Okay, so that is their way. By really the one who really understand the paticca samubhada, they won't fall in the category, their belief, they won't totally buy the belief from the monotheism. Totally, they won't believe it. Okay, so that is why we have to go through these steps. Next, let's take a look. Oh yeah. Okay, then we contemplation of the bright to counteract the stuffer and the sleep. Yes, the contemplation of the brightness. Have you ever experienced the contemplativeness of the brightness? Yes? Okay. Not yet. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, let me try to let you see. Okay, well. Are you able to see the sun now, class? Are you able? Any sun outside the window? Yeah. You just have a glance to the sun, then you close your eye and you make the picture of the sun appear, you visualize the picture of the sun appear in your mind. That is the contemplation of the brightness. In the nighttime, we can contemplate our lamp as a target. Okay, but now the daytime, you don't on the lamp, right? Except Elena. I think you got lamp, right, Elena? So Elena, you try to take a look to the lamp. You close your eye to make it appear. See, try close your eye, make it appear. Any lamp, if no lamp, you just take a look to the window, the bright things, they see something which is very bright in color, then contemplate it. Okay, Ilana Seri, are you able to catch the picture? Not really, huh? Okay, anyway, that is the method mentioned here. Contemplating clearness for the brightness. Why? Basically, if let's say you feel sloth and torpor, meaning to say that your blood circulation is not that active. Okay, it might not flow to the brain. You see, so once you do the brightness contemplation, you will force the blood to flow up. When there's a sufficient blood supply in the brain, then you will feel, you feel fresh, no more sloth and torpor. And of course, if you do Anapanasati, you see this position is quite high. If the blood feel to flow up, I think you do Anapanasati, by using Anapanasati, you're still able to draw the blood up. You're still able to do so. Okay. If you think it's not enough, you can do the you can concentrate in the Ajna chakra. This is basically the Taoism do it. Because for the Taoism, they will just, they call it Shou Yi. Shou Yi meaning to say that you pay attention to 3 places only. One is the lower Dantian. Okay, lower Dantian means it's the lower Dantian. I mean 3 inches below the navi. Second, they prefer to the middle Dantian. Middle Dantian means the chest, the heart chakra. The third Dantian is the Ajna chakra. They call it upper Dantian. So these 3 places, they put attention. That's how the Taoism do. I mean, the real Taoism who aim for the deep meditation, basically they will pay attention. They will put the concentration these 3 places. Because they know this for a long time ago, they know this that there's a numerous accumulation of the energy ball. I mean, all the energy ball accumulated at these 3 particular places, especially this one, the top one. The top one, you can see 25 energy ball, which is circulating and mutually charging each other and circling here, you see. But they are in the inactive way. Through meditation, you might activate it. So that is why in Taoism, they so emphasize this. And also, same for the yogaism. They do the contemplation also to this 3 parts. But for them, they will do to 7 chakra. All are the major base for the energy ball. Then let's take a look. Now we go to Yeah, Mr. Lu, have a question? Yes.
Yes, Sifu, just now you were saying about the 3 chakras, but we only can concentrate one chakra or one point during concentration.
Yeah, that's true. This is 3 different stages. Lower chakra is the preliminary stage. So the heart chakra is the 2nd stage. The 3rd chakra is this one. Taoism is the same. Highest is the here. Okay. So finally, also they hope their soul come out from the Sahasrara chakra. Once your soul are able to go out, then you can enjoy. They call it as the how to say? You are able to have the life as long as the heaven and also the ground. What they claim. Okay. Eternal life. Then the last one is the cessation to subdue the restlessness and regret. So they will use the Anapanasati. No. Contemplation of cessation. Class, the cessation, meaning to say you contemplate, you die. Meaning to say you contemplate how is the dying process, how is the decaying process of our body, which is stated in Visuddhimagga, but the method is not common and popular. Not that common. It is only appeared in the theory that, we use this method to counteract that method. Basically, there's a numerous of our original texts coded this. What method to use it to encounter what. So meaning to say that this is the accumulative experience from our previous, our senior monk or the layman. So they all accumulate the experience and all they put it in our sutra. But anyway, the accumulation of the experience is changing. Why? Because different people with a different style, they keep on changing. So nowadays, you notice that if you go to the Jingzhong, you say, if you're angry, they say, oh, you just chant Amitofo. If you got desire, oh, Amitofo. Whatever they say, just Amitofo only. Okay. Well, basically, if they say so, they can say so, but we will request you to quote what is the what's the references. We need the references. We have to know the authenticity, because this is the Indian text, and also the texts are even quite a recent text in which is common and popular in China, also state the same thing. The reason what I mean is close to the Buddha after Parinibbana. They just say in this 5 method, which is more common and popular at that time, you know. But once Mahayana start flourishing, and especially the Mahayanas, I think Mahayana is quite strong, especially in the northwest, in the northwest Indian, meaning to say it's the Pakistan and also in the Afghanistan thousands years ago. Well, they do some change, especially they notice that the method which is more common in Xinjiang, they call it as a Western region, maybe in the in 3 or 4 era. Okay, the method changing, especially the contemplation of the Buddha is more common there. Why? Because during the Emperor Rome influenced the Buddhists there by do the sculpture of the statue for remember our Shakyamuni. Previously, we don't use the statue, but we are just using the footprint, our foot, and also maybe the Dhamma Chakra. But by using using statue to remember our Shakyamuni, our Buddha, is the culture from the Rome. It's the culture from the Rome. Okay. This is one of the elements. And once Buddhism goes to the Xinjiang, okay, these elements also go in, and maybe in Xinjiang Buddhism, the monks there themselves create the new things, and they have to create the new things, because by visualizing the Buddha statue, you can, it is welcomed by many people. Many people like it in Xinjiang. So we notice that contemplation of the statue of Buddha is the method which is common, which is also integrated with the Mahayana theory. This is very common in Xinjiang. It's about 3 or 4 era at that time. Okay, at that time. And remember how do we know this? Because Xinjiang Buddhism, Xinjiang is very close to where Pakistan and Afghanistan. And where Afghanistan and Pakistan, what school is very common is a Sarvastivardin. It's also before Christ, Sarvastivardin have already moved there with the support of the king of the Kanishka. King of Kanishka is very supportive to them. So they have Abhidhamma study, and the center of the Abhidhamma study in Afghanistan, in Bak, the place they call it Bak, is very common and very famous. But anyway, you have to study the history to remember it. Okay, so that is, this is the Buddhism in the Middle East, which is very crucial from India, which is play important role from the spreading from India to China. The Buddhism not directly from India to China, it have to go through to the Middle East, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the Xinjiang. So nowadays, what we see the Jingzhong, they're very common in Indian. Amitofo is partially this method it flows from the Xinjiang to the inner part of the China. You have to really go through it. So meaning to say that the Amitabha method, chanting Amitabha, is not really original from India itself, according to some academic study. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a history and so academic only. But the point is it must be effective, and it creates faith to the people. That is the crucial point. All right, so next. Mr. Leong,
Sifu, according to Theravada, they use the word Buddha instead of Amitofo. So
sure.
it also applies.
Well, both is a different way. By using Amitofo, there is, there's a long history background to make this method appear. Buddha is very originate. It's very original method lah. It's maybe just after Buddha just parinibbana, the method is already appeared already. They call it Buddhanussati. So Buddhanussati is quite different with the Amitabha chanting. It's quite different. But anyway, the point, it must be effective, not about the originality. Okay. So next, let's take a look. We go to this. So why we call superior study of the mind is because the study, the meditation will upgrade. It will how to say how. If let's say, okay, if let's say you do the meditation and subsequently you will upgrade your wisdom, then we will call it superior study of the mind. If your meditation wouldn't bring up, you wouldn't make your wisdom unfold, that is not superior study. Remember that. It's very important. Meditation is only a tool only. It's not our ultimate goal. Okay? Because why? The jhana finally will just bring you back for reincarnation, even though the place is better than here. It's better than essential realm. But jhana plane is not a good plane. Okay? It's not the best. So if let's say you use the jhana as a tool, we'll call it as a superior study of the meditation. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, usually taught contemplation of human impurity. So human impurity means the fullness contemplation, plus you can make a notes over there. Fullness contemplation. Contemplation. Yeah, contemplation of the fullness. That is the more common words in Pali, English, Buddhism realm. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Then you see, practice these two great doctrines will make you liberated, one from birth and death. Okay, but anyway, class, this is partially correct with me. Why do I say so? Why do I say so? It's partially correct with me. Why? Mr. Leong, Sally first, try to answer why it's partially correct with me. You don't know how, never mind. Mr. Leong, why partially correct with me? No idea.
I'm so not sure, but then the thing is that when once it's liberated from life and death, from samsara, actually you don't come back already.
No. Actually, this tool is mainly for meditation method. It's not Vipassana. Vipassana is the method lead us for liberation. So meaning to say that you can say this correct, but just something like 2.4, you round up become 2, you round up become 3, something like that. By just using the anapanasati and the fullness contemplation, you are unable to attain liberation. No, because you still need vipassana. But among these two methods, anapanasati itself, you can just shift to the vipassana. Because why? The method itself carries 4 elements in the breathing. But fullness contemplation, no, it's solely samadhi only, no vipassana in fullness contemplation. Okay, so you get it? So if let's say you do anapanasati, if your master is good, by just using the anapanasati itself, it can guide you to vipassana by just using your breathing. The breathing itself, because it's contains 4 elements, you can do the contemplation of the 4 elements and starting from your breathing. Yes.
Sifu, regarding this contemplation on foulness, is this Asubha or the 32 parts of the body?
Asubha.
Yeah.
Asubha is the answer. Asubha. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, now, where we see, later Abhidhamma philosopher that add the contemplation of the differentiation of the realm. Okay, class, the realm means the four elements. Four elements. So just jot down four elements. Mean 地水火风 earth, fire, 地水 earth, water, fire, and wind elements. Okay. I remember I have ever delivered my first Abhidhamma speech about 15 years ago, which is so suffering. Really suffering. The reason is, you see, in Mandarin, I can say, 地水火风青黄赤白, so easy. But in English, there's a different thing, you know. This is not your mother language, you see. So my time for preparation, in order to, because I'm a little bit perfectionism. I hope my English Samatha as good as Mandarin, you know. So I need at least 3 to 5 times preparation, you know, in order to get that outcome, you know. And it cost me a lot of pressure. So that is the first and also the last. But it's about 15 years ago. Yeah, because we can't, I can speak the way like English, you see. Oh, Mandarin, no problem for me, you know. You have to keep on repeat many times. You see, when the direction, in Mandarin, 東南西北, 東南西南, 東北西北, we can see easily, we can talk it easily, smoothly. But English, I can't, you know, my mind cannot translate so smooth, you see. South is south. I was confused already. Yeah, Sally, I want to say something on the mic. You on the mic. On the mic.
No, because 東南西北 is round, whereas yours is not east west like that.
Yeah, maybe no, because I'm.
That's why it's difficult for me. Also, I find difficult.
You also find difficult,
because 東南西北 is round one, 東南西北 like that. Whereas in English, it's not south east west like that.
Oh yes, English is opposite.
Yes.
Yes, west east. I also don't know west east.
No, west and east is opposite like that. 東 is here, not north and south is here. East and west is here. Whereas in Chinese is round.
That is the culture shock. You see, we are really take a very long time in order to really understand the Western culture. Oh, thank you so much. You enlightened me. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Now we got the different terminologies. Okay, 5 contemplation to come to mind, 5 method lah. So Xuan Zhuang call it 5 pure deeds. 5 pure deeds. Well, this is not common in the Theravadin Buddhism. This terminology. Okay, then here we follow the same thing only. You see, dependent origination treat the ignorance. All right. Okay, now take a look. Contemplation of the different realms to counteract the arrogance. Class, basically the arrogance is not that accurate. It should be egoistic. Arrogance, the ego could be correct. Or you put it as I.
It is called egoism.
Egoism. The perception of I.
Mine.
I or mine, yeah, that's true. In English, we call it like this. I think the translation sometime, because the one who verified the translation might not be Buddhist, so they don't really understand the meaning there. Why we say so? The reason is, once you are able to contemplate the 4 elements, 地水火风, earth, 水, water, 火, fire, 风, wind. Okay, once you contemplate these 4 elements, you are able to discern that the perception of I is consisted of these 4 elements. And the perception of I will melt down, you see. So that's why I say it's not the arrogance, it's I. Of course, it's a partially only, especially mainly on the rupa only, the material only. The mentality, the discern the mentality is you have to wait to another stages. So that's why contemplation of the different elements, if you use this method, you can hardly attain first jhana, because a lot of discerning a lot of Vitakka Vichara, you are not able to attain to the first jhana. You are able to reach until assess concentration only. But once you go to the Vipassana, you can claim the exemption because you already finished discerning the materiality. The only you have to discern just the mentality only. Okay, okay. Let me try to make you have a clear picture. Huh? Let's take a look. Class, take a look. Do you see? Once we are in the purification of view, this is the knowledge of analyzing mind and matter, right? So the knowledge of analyzing the matter, this part is this method. With contemplation of the different realms. Yeah, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. Or we call it as what? We call it as a 4 elements contemplation. Now, this is the what? 4 elements. These 3 is the same things. Okay, these 3 is the same things only. And the 4 element itself, you can't reach first jhana by using this method, but just assess concentration only. Because this is the partial of the Vipassana. Take a look. Purification of the view is the partial of Vipassana. It's the knowledge of analyzing method. One part of the jnana, you see. So once you use this method, but anyway, even though you cannot attain to the jhana, once you go to the Vipassana, you will claim exemption from doing this. It's not necessary for you to analyze method again, but you just analyze the mind. Once you finish analyzing the mind, you will go up to the discerning cause and the condition. Okay. So class, am I confusing you or you clear? These 3 things? Clear? Not that clear. Oh, sorry. Never mind, I give the picture, then gradually you will understand better. Especially we go to the final chapter. This is because I integrate with the final chapter already a little bit to make the class not that boring. So I won't just do the read, just keep on read the passage only. Okay, so now take a look to the next paragraph. Okay, you see, what we try to do here is we try to counteract the affliction with the opposite fox. Well, this is correct. Class, take a look. You see, one day, once we have the desire, okay, class, why we say impurity counteract desire? The reason is once there's a desire, meaning to say that our mental factor of the greedy is very strong. Okay, the impurity contemplation will enhance the mental factor of the non-greedy. So the non-greedy will counteract the greedy and neutralize it. Okay. Once we are angry, we have a mental factor, we call it as anger. So anger element will be very strong. Okay. If you use the metta bhavana itself, there is a non-anger elements inside the metta bhavana. Once you enlarge the mental factor, it will counteract with this. Okay. And then same, once you sloth and torpor, you want to sleep, so we try to bring up our mind to counteract this. Okay. And then also once when you have the doubt over the 3 period of the lifetime, so you go to use the dependent origination to check past, present, future life to counteract the skeptical over the 3 period. Okay. And then lastly is what else? The restlessness. Once your mind is very agitated, it's restless, so we use the anapanasati. The reason is anapanasati is able to is able to strengthen the one-pointedness of your mind, of the mental factor. So the one-pointedness will counteract with the mental factor of the scatter. See or not? So meaning to say all method, there's a theory behind, you see. And Abhidhamma analysis suggests a very good the solution for this. So that's why sometimes if let's say the Pure Land say, oh, just by chanting Abhidhamma, then all problem can settle. We have to know the reason why behind. Because this type of the what counteract what now, we can see the reason behind, you see. By using Abhidhamma, we are able to explain it. Okay, next, let's take a look. Okay, if one follow them to achieve concentration, or one can cultivate true wisdom and liberated from birth and death. Okay, okay, now we go to a little bit deeper. Okay, Mr. Leong, please, the practice of the contemplation. On the mic, please, Mr. Leong.
The practice of the contemplation of human impurity is based on how cups appear. They are the 9 contemplations: the contemplation of bruises on the cup, of the appearance of past, of the further decay of the cups, of the bloated cups, of the cups being eaten by vermin, of blood stains, of the cups falling into pieces, of the skeleton that remains, and of the broken and decayed bones. These contemplations are most powerful in subduing greed, sexual desire, and the love of the body. In the mindfulness of controlled breathing, commonly known as the contemplation of counting breaths, one practices meditation by being mindful of the inhaling and exhaling of breaths. These are the 6 wonderful steps: counting, following, stopping, contemplating, returning, and purifying. They are also the 16 superior deeds that are superior in the mindfulness of controlled breathing. 92.
Okay.
Following this.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay.
Leong, stop here. Okay, now we try to digest a little bit here first. Finish, okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so now since this is two of the ambrosias, okay, of the dharma of the method, so now we go deeper. Let's take a look at fullness contemplation, meaning to say that we base on how the corpses appeared. Okay, so meaning to say that actually the 9 contemplation is the different stages of the decaying of the corpses. The final one is the skeleton, which is so famous, the skeleton, okay? And we will see that bruises, bloating, or is with the different decaying stages. Why there's a nine? Why there's a nine? Okay. Why did Shakyamuni put the 9 stages of the decaying in the method? The reason is, according to the Visuddhimagga, our attachment appeared in the different way. You see, just now the last sentence meaning to say that the founder's contemplation is so strong. I mean, it's very powerful to encounter the attachment to somebody, you see. So meaning to say that sometimes people they will be attracted maybe by the sound of the opposite sex. Some might be attracted by the body shape, okay? Some maybe by the motions, okay? Some maybe due to the fragrance of the body. So actually the 9 stages is the 9 tools to encounter with the different attachment. The detail is available in the Visuddhimagga. Okay, but anyway, this method is not suitable for the newly married people. Why? Because you need attachment to get a baby. Without attachment, how can you get a baby? You see, if you use the fullness contemplation, then you no more attachment, then you can get the baby. Understand what I said? Oh, so meaning to say that it's not suitable for a newly married people. It's very suitable for a monk or the one who retire or the one that really want to maintain chastity. They suit this method. Okay, but of course, this method that if you want to learn where to get the gobs? Where to get? Malaysia, it is illegal. I put the gobs in my temple to do the fullness contemplation. This is illegal, you know. But it is only legal, legitimate in Thailand only, you see. So meaning to say, you want to try this method, please you have to go to the Thailand. For Thailand, you can donate your body to the temple for fullness contemplation. But some you feel, how to say, very glee. I remember I was once in Tibetan, I traveled to Sichuan, you know. In Sichuan, there is a ceremony, I mean the funeral ceremony, they conduct, call it as a tinzong. Tinzong meaning to say they will fit your corpse to the eagle, right? To the eagle. Well, you know or not, once we noticed that there is this type of a tinzong in somewhere our place. So we rushed there, you know, so eager to have a look at how genius is it, see. But once we are just maybe 30 steps from the spot, we are not daring to get nearer. Why? Because it's so smelly. Do you want to vomit? Oh, so smelly. Because the corpse already many days after the decay, and we call it as the chopper. I try to chop all every part of the body, and also the skeleton. They try to break the skeleton so they can fit the eagle. You know. Oh, and the eagle so many. Basically, all the eagle they will queue up according to the seniority. The most senior eagle at the front eat first, and then the second senior will come. Oh, and the junior one at the back, maybe no turn to eat. No chance to eat. You see, the eagle, they got seniority. But for us, I already want to vomit and no mood to see anymore. Wow, really smelly, you see. Yeah, Mr. Liao.
Sifu, it is not the eagles, they are vultures.
Correct, vultures. Okay. Vultures. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Elena, yeah.
Sifu, that means you didn't go into that place at all.
No. Just the step from the vomit already, you cannot tahan. Oh, very smelly, you know. I saw a lot of eagle. Discover all the vultures just queue up there. Oh, I also see the chopper. The chopper try to break all the bone, can hear the bone. It's a nightmare, I think, for most of the lady already. Yes.
But you eat liu
yes,
went through the whole process.
Yes, sir. Did she smelly? She can endure it.
Very smelly. She tahan.
Why?
The whole group of them from Guangshan, they went through the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
She told me how they break the bones and all those things.
Everything, right? I see.
She can go through.
Oh, I cannot. I remember my whole group. Wow, we all vomit. Some vomit. Just from far away, we witnessed it with me. Okay, I'll let you have a little bit picture.
People listen like contemplation on the smell lah. The fountain.
Yeah, smell something like a smell. Yes, that's true. But basically, we can't. Quite hard for us to use the smell to do the contemplation. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. You see, this is the chopper. I see the. Do you see the skeleton and the bone? Okay. Yeah. Yes. The vulture. Yes. Okay. According seniority, they go to they will queue up. You see. I don't see queue up here lah. You see. You see. Really the skeleton you see. You see the queue up. The queue there. You see. Yeah, this is we call it as fullness contemplation. Okay, the sexual desire and the love of the body lah. Okay. Then second is about the counting breath. See, counting breath. I remember our. I think our how to say the Jakima some representative or maybe some a high priest from the Jakim, they will keep on mention that we are Muslim, they should try to avoid involved in the sports, especially less clothing or very tight clothing right now, like gym, and some they will oppose for the Tian swan leg. That's the performance, stage performance, swan leg, right?
Ballet.
Ballet. They also with a very tight attire, right? Very tight custom or this sort. Okay, well, some Muslim they're really opposing of it. I think there's some truth behind, but not everybody lah. I think maybe just 10 or 1, 2 people they will get sexually attracted by this type of thing. But basically, maybe majority of people they feel nothing. You see. But just maybe some conservative, basically the very conservative religion, they will try to enlarge this part. They will try to magnify this part. So big people think that how come you're religious? We think about all this type of thing. You know, in newspaper, they usually they always talk about this type of thing. So there's some truth behind, but basically we won't overemphasize this because not everybody will be sexually attracted by just maybe wearing the tight clothing. Not everybody. Maybe 10%. We don't know. Okay, when we talk about the anapanasati, let's take a look. There is a counting breath. There's a 6th step. Counting, following, stopping, contemplating, returning, and purifying. Okay, class. Okay, the last 3 is the vipassana. This is, I think this is something. This is the production of the China monk. Until now, I cannot understand I cannot understand how they use it because the theory is very abstract. I can't even remember it. But at the last 3 is about the vipassana. But in Visuddhimagga, the vipassana is very clear. So I even can explain in detail. But in this Chinese, I really don't understand. But this is the Chinese production of the anapanasati with the 6 stages of it in total. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, then also there's another one which involves 16 superior deeds, meaning to say the 16 stages. Basically, they are using Satipadana. Okay, Satipadana is a senso sing. Okay, body, feeling, mind, senso sing, mind, and also the dharma. So 4 times 4 is become 16. Which 4? Let me see. I forget already. But they're using the Satipatthana to make the Anapanasati become 16 stages. And also the last 2 is the Vipassana. Okay, the first one is the Anapanasati relates to the body. Okay, Sen So Sin Fa Ho A. There is Samatha. Then Samatha. The feeling also is the Vipassana. The rest of the three is the Vipassana. Okay, so that is, we call it 16 deeds. This is available in Visuddhimagga. Okay, so class, I think that's all for today. Okay, maybe okay. So